If you just look at one...
And you've got the pictures.
I have
the pictures of my antecedents.
We have a picture of your grandfather and grandmother.
Look at that.
So that's Michael, and he married a Sarah McRoe. She was from Fermanagh. So that's who your father was very fond of his mother, I heard.
He was.
Yes.
My father didn't like his father much.
By all accounts, his father wasn't a very pleasant man.
Well, my father was a really nice man.
Yeah.
And but he didn't have a moustache like that. But I can see the resemblance.
You can just see there the other side. More old wrought iron ones there. No inscriptions or headstones on those. Completely overgrown. So guys, as I was making my way around the graveyard reading all these old inscriptions, I came across this old grave here that was overgrown, and happened to find out on Find the Grave that this is the final resting place of Sir Terry Wogan's maternal grandparents, which would be on Terry Wogan's father's side of the family. So buried here is Sir Terry Wogan's grandfather on his father's side, and his name was Michael Wogan, and he was born on the 25th of March 1864 and died in 1942, aged 77 or 78 years old. Now Michael's name is not on the marker, but it is confirmed that he is buried there according to his relatives. And buried here in the grave is Sarah McRoe Wogan, which would be Sir Terry Wogan's grandmother. And she was born on the 21st of May 1864 in Fermanagh, Northern Ireland. And she died on the 24th of March 1930, aged 65 years old, in Enniskerry, County Wicklow. Also buried at the Wogan family grave here is Elizabeth Mary, known as Little Elizabeth Wogan. And she was born on the 27th of August 1892 and passed away on the 21st of October 1895, aged only 3 years old. Also buried here is Michael and Sarah's other daughter, Margaret Mary, known as Greta Wogan, and she was born on the 30th of July 1897, and she died on the 26th of September 1920, aged 23 years old. Now it does say on Find the Grave that the date of death on the marker is incorrect. So there you have it, guys. Just some more interesting information, and I'm glad that I looked up this grave that was overgrown. And who would have known that Sir Terry Wogan's grandparents were laid to rest here? So I'm very glad that I brought this grave to light, and the story also. So we'll move around and have a read of a few more here. That's actually a grave just there. More railing around it. Not possible to read that. A lot of these old graves, the headstones have fallen over. And this little one here almost looks like a mort safe, but it's not. Look at all that railing around it. Now if it did have some covering over the top, like a railing on top, you would say it's a mort safe. We'll read this one here. It's back at the very back of the old graveyard. Slate design on this, erected by Thomas Kenny Bray in memory of his dearly beloved mother Anne, who died the 2nd of September 1886, aged 60 years. Also his son Peter. Also his son Peter, who was drowned on the 26th of August 1899, aged only 9 years old. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful headstone. And so sad that Thomas lost his son Peter, only aged 9 years old, who was drowned in 1899. So rest in peace to the Kenny family and Peter, who was only 9 years old. Very, very tragic to lose a child so young. So there's that old church in the distance, and we went all the way around there to read those headstones. This stone was erected by Bridget Byrne in memory of her beloved husband Christopher, who departed this life the 22nd, 1817, I think, is on that. Beautiful white cross here in memory of Robert Murphy, who died the 3rd of October 1931. Rest in peace. I love those old graves with the old railings around them. Some designs on these. Here light the body of Hugh Byrne, James, departed this life July the 11th, 1807, aged 35. So there's different names on that. Down here we have Patrick Murphy, who died 13th of November 1871, aged 67, and Eliza Murphy, who died the 18th of June 1872, aged 65 years old. So it's a beautiful old graveyard. Very interesting headstones here. Look at that beautiful railing around that. I don't see an inscription on this one. No inscription on the other side either. So that's the old graveyard here. Guys, it's Connacht Old Burial Ground it's called. Here in County Wicklow.